Junkie, remember to unmute them.
Do I have them unmuted when Casey calls in? Or muted?
You're listening to chaoticradio.com.
You're listening to Power Jams, Talk Derby Radio.
Hey, welcome to the show. What's up?
Hi, Rachel. I forgot to unmute my mic. A ding dong. It's okay.
You're good, Junkie.
I'm drunky. I be drunky. I am drunky slightly. And you are listening to Chaotic Radio. This is Power Jams Talk Derby Radio. I have a few in-studio guests. We also have the very lovely Casey Bomber. She's going to be calling in. She is an OG Derby doll. She is also the co-author of Down in Derby, The Insider's Guide to Roller Derby. You could pick up the book on Amazon. I was reading through it, and I found a spot called Derby Wives. So this show is all about Derby Wives tonight. So I'm going to have my Derby guests introduce themselves real quick, and then we will get Casey here on the show pretty soon. Starting over here, we have
Carol Lightning. R to beat you.
Mama Beater. Shaken Not Scared.
and my co-host for the night.
Oh, I'm a co-host. I'm Booty Doll. Nice to meet you guys.
Yay! So this is awesome. So, and then also in the back, we have some of our fresh meat back here. I lovingly named her Butch. So there's Butch in the back, and
Yay,
then we
hi,
have Kelsey Dagger.
Yay!
Yay! Say hi, guys. Hi. Yay! So my second show, you guys, I had a pretty good following here at the first show. I have to say thank you to the Derby community. They really opened up and supported the show and really had everybody listen to the show and give me like awesome views, and we're ready to go. So also tonight, we are going to be picking the winner of the Empire Skates giveaway. So I also need to say that tonight's show is powered by Empire Skates. You can find them at 226 North 2nd Avenue in Upland, California, 91786. So, Rachel.
Yeah.
So, we're going to have Casey. So, here's the thing. So, this is the book that I was telling you about. Casey Bomber, she's legit OG. She started in 2003. She started skating in 2003. Like, literally, we didn't have rules. Like, nobody knew what the hell they were doing. That's how far back it was.
It was every woman for themselves.
Kinda. I mean, they kind of figured out. So Casey's going to tell us about the story, like how Jim Beam is the reason why we have Derby Wives. And it kind of plays back to everything in roller derby started because of drinking. So
That totally makes sense.
yeah. So she's going to be on the phone here pretty soon.
Yes.
And she's going to tell us the whole reason that we have Derby Wives. So as we get onto that, tonight we are also going to be playing the Newlywed game. So how do you guys think that you... See, I didn't ask my Derby wife because I was getting all the answers. I'm like, I would totally cheat. I would know everything. Because there's a cheater in the room. She tried to cheat.
I did not.
But her yang to her yin did not let her cheat.
Too honest.
So how do you guys feel that you did?
I think we did great.
We've been friends for a few years, and we hang out a lot, so I'm pretty confident that she knows me.
Yeah.
And I know her.
When I was reading your guys' answers, I was totally giggling. Like, I thought it was the funniest shit. And so, funny enough, I was talking to Voodoo's husband one day, and I was like, oh, this is my wife. And he was like, no, she's not. She's my wife. And he asked me, he was like, what's her, what did he ask me? Something about, like, your favorite band or something like that? Or, like, something her favorite. And I'm like, I don't fucking know. And he's like, what? That's supposed to be your wife. I'm like, And I don't need to know what her favorite shit is, just as long as she takes care of me on the track. That's all I care
That's all
about.
that matters.
Well, and in retort, I asked her, I'm like, what's my favorite band? And she didn't know either. So we're like, whatever. It doesn't
Well,
even
my
matter.
guess was the Five Finger Death Punch.
Yeah.
Remember?
And,
it was
and
wrong.
that is one of my good, like,
was
I do
wrong.
like that band, but it wasn't like my favorite. All that matters is she has my back on the track and she knows to bring me a tall blue boy.
Right.
Like, that's all that matters. So, real quick, how long have you guys been Derby Wives? And have you made it official at RollerCon?
Not official at RollerCon, but we never really asked each other. It just sort of naturally happened.
Just happened.
You know, we just clicked from the moment that we hung out, and here we
And
are.
that was March 2014.
March 20. Well, and you guys are on separate leagues, right?
Yeah.
Did you guys start on the same league?
Yeah.
She started first, and then I joined, and then I moved. A season later, I moved up to Dirt City. So.
Okay. Hey, Rachel, I can't really hear her too well.
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. It's unmuted.
Wait, are you on number 2?
Oh, look at that's why I had it all turned down. I'm figuring this out. Now can I hear you better?
Hello?
Oh, there you are.
Yeah, there she is.
Yay.
And then we also have your wifey on the phone. Do you want to go ahead?
She's not my wifey.
I was gonna say, what
I
is
mean, this
happening
is
right
my
now?
wifey.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm
No.
going to get jealousies
No,
going in here.
Casey Bomber's on the phone. Her Derby wife is Eva Lee. So yeah.
No.
This is legit like Derby royalty that we have coming on the phone right now.
Do you want me to go ahead and bring her in?
Absolutely. Yes, thank you. Hello, Casey, are you there?
So unmute the PH.
Hello, Casey, are you there? Oh, she's super far away.
Right. Hang on.
Okay, we'll figure this out. Hold on, Casey. Second show. We have to have hiccups. It happens. Yeah, so real quick, like I said, break it down. Casey Bomber, she started 2003. She's one of the OG Derby dolls. And she will be telling us all about why we have Derby Wives. Oh, that's why. See? Man. The show before me came in and messed with all these buttons, and I act as if like this is all my studio. So I'm like, don't touch my stuff. Casey, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Oh my gosh. Hi. Okay, sorry. I'm still trying to figure out this board. I'm a little of a ding dong. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Thank you so much for calling in. So the question tonight is, why do we have Derby Wives?
Okay.
So
I can help you with that.
Oh, well, I appreciate that. I picked up your book and I was reading through it. And first of all, thank you for writing that. It helps me answer a lot of questions for non-Derby people. So it gives me the resources I need to talk to people.
That was generally the idea of it.
That was good. So I have a few sets of Derby Wives in here with me right now, and we are asking the question, why do we have Derby Wives? You told me an awesome story the other night, and I would like you to fill us all in.
Certainly. I started roller derby in 2003 with the LA Derby Dolls, and back then there was not much going on in the way of derby. I mean, we didn't know rules. We didn't know what we were doing. There were the 2 leagues in Austin that had been one league and had just split, and there was a league in Phoenix, Arizona, and there were the Derby Dolls, and that was it. So when I joined Derby Dolls, there were maybe about 20 of us in the league total, and not long after I joined, there was the first game was happening in Phoenix, Arizona, roller derby, having their first game. And we decided that we were going to rent a van, and everybody was going to pile in and head over to Arizona, in mass to go see this roller derby thing that none of us had seen, at all in person in our lives.
Were you guys playing against them, or you were just going over there to watch a bout?
Oh Lord, no! I mean, we were a month into the league. The Derby Dolls didn't play a game for a year and a half after they started training, so we were far from the point of starting to play.
Okay. You still were in your infancy as the league as a whole.
Absolutely. like I said, there were only 4 leagues in the whole country, so we were pretty much more just going out there to check it out to see what it even looked like at this point. So we all pile in the van. There's about, 12 or 13 of us sitting in this van, and at the time, being that the skating wasn't exactly up to the athletic standard that it is today, it was a lot more about everybody just being really excited about meeting these other girls that, were like-minded and adventurous and super fun. And, so we were all kind of, I like to say, co-signing each other's worst behavior, if you would. So we get in the van. We're headed to Arizona. It's about a 6-hour drive from L.A. And we get to the state line, and we decide to pull over, and we go to a liquor store. And we buy every single bottle of Jim Beam in the liquor store.
Well, because every good derby story starts with alcohol.
Every good old derby story starts with alcohol. Let's put it that way.
Right?
But
Yeah.
so we buy the whole store out. And we get back in the van, and every row in the van takes a bottle of Jim Beam, and they say, we decide we're going to have a contest to see who can drink their 5th of Jim Beam the fastest. So in my row in the van, I'm sitting in the middle, and my soon-to-be Derby wife, Eva Lee, who is an announcer for the Derby Dolls now, and Maggie Mayhem, who went on to write Whip It, are sitting on either side of me, and we pull out our 5th of Jim Beam, and everybody gets started. And, the van's going on and on and on, and eventually we pull up the bottle and compare to see who's had, the most of it. So we get down the road a while, and we kind of lose the thread a little bit of what we're doing. And someone in the back of the van says, pull up your bottles. Let's see where you got. And everybody pulls up their bottles, half full, whatever. And we pull it up, and our bottle's almost all the way full, and everyone goes, oh, you're slacking. And then we reach under the seat and pull out a bottle, and we pull out an empty bottle because we're
you're
on our
your
second bottle, right?
Yeah, that's
And
good.
our poor livers at this point, they look like discarded boots that we've shoved under the seat, I'm sure. But so Eva Lee, who's sitting next to me, her and I just kind of hit it off right away from our first practice, and she's from New Mexico. I'm from Texas. She's, really wonderful. And she's like, you just remind me of my best friend growing up. I said, you remind me of all those girls that used to smoke in the bathroom that would never talk to me. And we just, she's such a fantastic human. And, a 5th and a quarter of Jim Beam into it, a fantastic human suddenly just becomes, I love you, man. I love you, man. You're the best. So we have this, intense bonding moment as only whiskey can inspire. And we look at each other, and I was like, I'm like, you're better than that, I love you, man. You're better than that. You're like my wife. Like you're like my work wife, but you're like my derby wife. You're like my derby wife. And she was like, yeah, man, derby wife. And she's like, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because it made perfect sense to us at that moment. Perfect sense. So we pour out of the van when we get to Phoenix. As Ivana S. Spankin was one of the people running the league in Arizona at the time, and she describes us as just falling out of the van like, the world's drunkest clown car. And we spend sober up moderately enough to go to the game. And Eva Lee and I just keep introducing ourselves to people as, this is my derby wife, Eva Lee. This is my derby wife, Casey Bomber. And so, there were members of the Bank Track League from Texas subbing in for Arizona, and the girls skating for Arizona. And we just said that over and over again enough that they kind of took it back to their leagues. And then I went out to Texas a little while later, and I was hanging out with Chassie Crass, who started Gotham Girls, who was out visiting, and Celia Fate, who started Carolina Roller Girls. All these early leagues that were starting out, like there were a few, 1 or 2 of us from each of those leagues kind of in one place. And then there were, Chola from TXRD, and Celia from Carolina decided that they were going to be derby wives. And then, it was such a small seed of a thing at the time that if, 5 or 6 people say that something's a thing,
Right.
it just becomes a thing.
First time's
You know,
an
it's-
accident. Second time's it's a habit.
Right. And it's just, back in those days, everybody was just so excited about this like social aspect back when hardly any of us could even skate, that was kind of the thing that really drew us together. So, if you come up with something that's dumb but fun,
Right.
that is like coded for that, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's like this is like a secret handshake kind of thing, so it's like has all the hallmarks, it's your pal, it's your buddy system,
Yeah.
it's something that's kind of unique to Derby, so people just freaking ran with it.
Well, and that was my question. So at the beginning, when I had my little hiccup, I didn't know what the hell I was doing over here. My engineer, Rachel, she said she had made the mistake thinking that you were my Derby wife. And I said, whoa, wait a second there. This is like Derby royalty that you're talking about. There's no, like,
No.
I mean, I'll take it if Evil Lee would, but no. But so my thing is when that first weekend or whatever that you guys had that, did you, and you were telling everybody that you guys were Derby wives, did you think it was going to grow into what it is now?
I mean, you have to understand at that time, we didn't even have any idea that Derby was going to be a thing like it is now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there were probably 100 of us total skating in the entire world.
Right.
So it was, we knew everybody at that point that was doing it. We all met each other and, we didn't have any idea that it was going to blow up to this degree at
Right.
that time. So, it was, for us, it wasn't like, we didn't start this thing out going, oh, we're going to start this, we're going to start this Derby wife thing and
Right.
let's get this around to everybody. It just kind of happened.
It was like an
when we were
organic,
talking,
just an organic
I
thing
mean,
that kind of happened.
it's like when we were talking on the phone a few days ago, why did everybody wear fishnets? I mean, who thinks, hey, I'm going to do a sport and I'm
Right.
going to wear fishnets? It's like
'Cause that's
somebody
the-
wore fishnets and then everybody wore fishnets, and it's super impractical and it's really ridiculous, but it's like just kind of became like at that time a hallmark of what was like that coded thing. Like
Right.
I'm saying, it's like this is roller derby versus, everybody just wanted it to be something DIY and something different. So you hold on to those little secret handshakes.
Right. Well, and I appreciate the fact that Derby wives are sticking around and the fishnets are kind of going out. Like,
Yeah.
I
don't we
definitely
all?
appreciate that. The one thing that I've noticed with Derby wives, like some girls will categorize themselves, oh, we're Derby wives, but we haven't made it official, or Derby wives, we had made it official. So with the Derby wife wedding, where did the premise for that come from?
Like I said, honestly, I don't remember whose genesis that was. I mean, I want to say, I'm pretty positive my co-writer for Down in Derby, Axles of Evil.
That's what it says in the book, yeah.
Yeah, had something to do with that idea. That wasn't, and because Evil E and I didn't quote make it official.
Mm-hmm.
In the Derby wedding in Vegas until just a few years ago.
Oh,
we did
wow.
it on our 10th anniversary. Like, can you imagine?
Dang.
She's been my Derby wife. It's the longest relationship times like 4 I've ever had in my life, and
Right.
I've been married to her only a year less than she's been married to her real husband.
And that's something that I see in the Derby community. It's almost as if some girls take their Derby marriage more seriously than their like actual like marriage.
Yeah.
So-
and
Well,
that's,
I mean,
that's kind of they're never gonna you hope you pick well enough they're not gonna drift away
Right.
or there's no reason for your Derby wife to ever do a lot of the things that your romantic partner might do in the course of that romance.
right? So one thing I remember you telling me is that you helped write the Derby wife wedding vows.
I did.
Yeah, so I like I said, it's in the book Down in Derby. I was reading through these vows. These are pretty legit vows. So where did the idea for all these vows come from? Did that involve alcohol?
Oh no, not per se. I mean, they kind of cover alcohol, but they've been modified a little bit over the years by the various people who do the ceremonies in Vegas, who officiate them. But mostly, I think that it was just kind of a nod to all of the ridiculous situations that we find ourselves in,
Right.
both on and off the track, and what you would want that ride or die to do when they're having your back.
Right. So, so Razor Slut is the current officiant of the Derby Wives?
As far as I know, she has been for years.
Yeah. So she's a pretty rad girl. I like her. I've met her personally in a social situation, and when I found out that she was the officiant, I was like, duh, that makes total sense.
Yeah.
Like she's
She's pretty awesome.
yeah, she's one of those people that just kind of, you want to hang out with her, like no matter what bad idea might come up. You're like, yeah, sure, why not? This sounds fine. Well, Casey, I really do appreciate you calling in. I have to tell you that I have two Derby wife couples sitting here, and as the things that and myself included, with my wife. So and as you were going through the story, I was watching them just kind of nod and giggle, and it was almost like this like giddy in love like type situation where like these girls are like, oh my God, right? Yeah, I totally understand what she's saying. So this thing, I don't think the Derby wife thing is going to go away. When I talked to you, I had said a freshie package includes a pair of socks, a pair of fishnets, and a Derby wife. And
right.
So hopefully, like I said, hopefully the fishnet thing starts to fade away. But it looks like we're always going to have a Derby wife. I really want to thank you for your contribution to the Derby world. I know I was a little starstruck when you agreed to come on the show. I really do appreciate it.
Well, you're welcome. It's all accidental and incidental, but it's been a fun run.
All right. Well, thank you, Casey. We will be talking to you soon. Will you be at RollerCon this year?
No, ma'am.
Oh, okay. Well, eventually I will get to meet you in person and shake your hand. I really do. Thank you.
All right.
I appreciate it. We'll talk to you soon.
Nice.
So, okay, that was abrupt.
Oops. Sorry.
Well, so that's how that one goes. I'm gonna get my ass kicked by Casey Bonner now. Thank you. I'm kidding. So again, we have some Derby wives in here, and we are gonna play the Newlywed game. Yay! So I hope everybody understood the instructions as to how this went. I know there was a few questions as to.
I didn't get a thing, and I want to play.
Well, because you would have had to send me your answers, and then we would have totally kicked their ass, and we would have won.
Well, yeah. I mean, isn't that what we're trying to do here?
So,
I think my thing's on.
so let me see. So we got Mr. Nito. He's listening in. Michael Weiss, right? Is that who that's?
No.
Chuck.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
no.
Chuck.
Oh, that's Chuck. Sorry.
Yeah.
Dang it, man. I always get their names
Hey,
mixed
Chuck.
up. I'm a ding dong. Hey, second tall cannon. So we're gonna start off. So how do we make sure that nobody's cheating over here? As I look
me,
at
when you hear my answers, we
Mama
didn't
Beater. Okay.
I sent you a
so-
half-empty survey back, so what does that tell you?
I know, right? So the first question: what is it about your Derby wife that makes you think she's the one? So we're gonna start over here with Lightning.
Do we read off her paper?
So yeah,
or
you can
okay.
read off your. Oh shit, huh? Well, no, because the answer's already written out. So I mean, too bad. You have to read what it says.
right.
I was drunk when I thought this up. Does that make sense?
All right. So this was my initial thought. And she was the cutest little skater on the track with the coolest helmet and the heaviest shoulder hit. That should always hurt. And she was kind of mean too. Like she was kind of a jerk. And I'm like, I like a beating.
So she was mean, and you liked it.
She had that cold shoulder.
Yeah, so we
Just
know.
stone cold
So we know
box.
how that one works for you. And so what did you actually say? You have to look at question B. This is not radio friendly, is it? So
What did they
Yeah.
Too right.
So on the B side, that's what you thought she would say. So what
Okay.
what did you think that she would say?
My good looks and amazing personality.
That too.
So and what was your answer for? So you would read A.
Yeah. So my answer for her, I put her badonk.
So she got a booty.
Yeah.
So that's what.
I put her big butt.
So that's one point, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's why I brought a co-host so she can help me count.
So you can help me count? Okay, we got one. One. Got this.
So now with Shaken Not Scared and Mama Beater, what was it about your derby wife that made you think she's the one?
I actually put that because she lets me choke her, but she was the most positive person on my team at the time, and like
Talking to the mic.
always in a good mood, always smiling.
Yeah.
But mainly because she let me choke her.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure there's a good derby wife story behind that somewhere.
There is.
And so on B, Courtney.
My name is Shaken Not Scared. I'm a bartender, and I put I'm a bartender, and she's a borderline alcoholic. So that's the real reason why she keeps me around.
That's why I keep you around. I know where to get my supply at. So and then your answer for that.
I had fell on hard times and I was getting ready to quit, but a lot of girls had quit. And Audrey paid for my WAFTA insurance. She got another skater to pay for my knee pads. And she was going to carpool with me so I can save on gas. And I was really surprised because other girls had quit, but for some reason she wanted to keep me on the team.
Aww.
So cute.
That's so nice.
And so, what did you think she was gonna say?
I said that she was gonna say I wasn't going anywhere because I was stalking her. So
That too.
So same. Okay, so we're gonna say 1 point for each team, right? 1 point for each team. So the second question: how long were you friends before you decided to be derby wives?
Okay. I wrote, we became friends during R2's birthday celebration. Wasn't long before we fell in love.
Oh. And so what did you?
So same thing. We became friends during my birthday celebration, and we fell in love shortly thereafter.
Yeah, and what was your answer?
Immediately after we went out for drinks for my birthday.
Dude, that's almost like 2
It
points,
was literally
right?
that night.
It was.
Yeah.
I didn't talk to her before then.
Is that crazy? How like you see, and we were talking about this on the last show, where like you'll meet somebody and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
she's a
For real.
bitch. Like what the hell? Like you're like that person. I have nothing to do with her. And then all of a sudden you're like, we're in love. We had beer and alcohol.
Exactly. The drinks.
Right?
The drinks.
See, isn't
what
that
did it.
funny? That I mean,
Drunk love, man.
just the fact that derby wives started from a bottle of Jim Beam,
Yeah.
and it just keeps.
That was a wild night. It was.
So with you guys, how did that work out? How long were you friends before you decided to be derby wives?
So we used to skate on the same league, and I said like 2 years in, but I had to like coerce her to like even remotely look at me. I had
She
a
was playing
previous
hard to
derby
get?
wife that like claimed her stakes in me, and I wasn't too accepting.
We're not
of
gonna
it.
say
But
names,
you know,
though, right?
anyway, no.
Okay.
But so she always kept saying that she was not going to marry anybody, and I just felt like it was this
She's forever
unreachable goal. I
bachelorette.
had to like, and so once I landed her, I
Right.
was like,
So this
yes.
is the conversation I had with her the other night. I called her up. I was already drunk, so we're just like having good conversation. And she's like, "Yeah, I totally landed Courtney." I'm like, dude, like the way derby girls talk about each other is like a bunch of raunchy
Well, we were
men.
talking about like, what if somebody was trying to step in on like in my shadow, and I was like, it took me too long to
Love
land her.
Amanda.
I will beat a
Inglorious
bitch.
Basher. I tease Basher all the time that she's trying to step in on this one.
I will bash a bitch.
So Courtney, what was your answer? How long were you friends before you decided to be derby wives?
I said 3 years because somebody was a derby slut. She was married before. She was engaged to someone else before.
Dang.
And she'll never admit it, but she was dating somebody at RDR.
We're not gonna say names. We're gonna
Someone
leave
with
that one.
blonde hair.
Imagination.
Get up on your mic so we could actually hear
She
this
has
shit
a
talk.
very wild imagination. I
So-
said she would say 3 years because
So-
I feel like it took her longer to want to commit than me.
Right. So you guys answered the same, even though like your answers were off. You answered the same. So I'm gonna say so. Okay. So we have a total of 3 points over here for Lightning and R2
Beat you.
beat you. I always want to say.
I
I'm
just go
horrible
by
at this.
R2 though.
So Lightning and R2, and then we have a total of 3 points over here for Mama and Shaken. So we're okay. So it's a tie. So now we have to go to the tiebreaker. I'm so sorry, guys. This is how
mine.
the lightning round.
Oh wow.
Lightning round.
So, what adjective? Okay, so I have to say. So when I sent this question out, I was kind of giggling to myself because if somebody had sent me this question, I would have had to Google what an adjective was. To begin
I
with.
googled it.
So I'm not the only one. Okay.
Every word I thought of, I'm like, is this an adjective?
Yeah, I was kind of like, this is more of a noun, but it'll work.
Yeah. So what adjective best described your derby wife, Lightning?
So we have like a little mini clique. It's me, her, and Coco, the person that brought us together, and we call ourselves the Sexy Mexies, and that's her adjective.
Right? That's what was making me laugh. That you guys had the exact same answers. The exact same freaking answers. Like all 4 answers were sexy Mexican.
Yeah.
Like yeah. So that's 2 more points. So you guys got 5 points total. Okay, let's pass it over to Mama and Shaken and see if you could beat their score.
See, and I just said she was intellectual because I feel like at her age, she has her head on her shoulders. She knows what she wants. And she kind of really ain't going to let anybody stand in her way.
Right.
Which I admire about her. So I said intellectual for her, but I know what she'll say for me.
I thought for me you were gonna say mysterious because you're always trying to figure out
I
stuff
did say
about
that.
me.
Like, I didn't know if that was an adjective, though. Because I was saying, I actually was having this conversation with my son in the grocery store today.
You're like, what's
That
an
I'm like-
adjective, son?
I go, I am like an open book. I tell her everything. That I am like, if I don't ask her a question, she won't tell me. So I'm just
Right.
like, she's very mysterious. She's very quiet. She hides behind that cute little smile.
She
and just
definitely
like,
is.
Oh my gosh. But the adjective I figured she would use for me was aggressive.
Oh, I said abusive.
They both start with A, so I mean it's pretty close.
Abusive, aggressive, same. It's all good. It's all good.
Right on.
So unfortunately, that's only 1 point. So it looks like R2 and Lightning are the winner. So I don't physically have a prize for you. I will talk to Amy's on over at Empire Skates. We'll talk to her and we'll get you guys hooked up with something over there. So that's pretty amazing. So one other matter of business that we have. So I had put out on the Power Jams Talk Derby Radio. There was a giveaway that was going on. I wanted everybody to tell me their favorite Derby wife story or how they became Derby wives or whatever. So I chose the winner. This is Heather Motter. She says, I moved to Utah in 2013 from Pennsylvania. I did not make any lasting friendships until I started Derby in January of 2016. It was the scariest and hardest thing I had ever decided to do. Let me see. Sorry about this. I joined Crash Course and immediately fell in love with my Derby wife, Cakeinator. We were inseparable from the first day on. I even moved to the apartment next door to her. Stalker much? No, I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. That's what Mama would beat her with too. No, that's cute. We were inseparable from the first day on. I even moved into her apartment next door. Our dogs became best friends too. She encouraged me and kept me going when I absolutely felt like I had nothing left to give. She graduated to our home team about 6 months before me, and I watched her blossom. I sustained a pretty bad ankle injury and some illness after she passed, and she never left my side. When I passed, she kept pushing me. When I skated my first bout, she gave me pointers. When she captained her first bout, she gave me the pep talk I needed and felt like I was letting our team down. We have had many nights laughing, crying, cursing together. I honestly don't know what I'd do without her. She is my rock. This year at RollerCon, we are making it official. She's more than my Derby wife. She's my best friend. Oh, dang. See, so Heather, I will be contacting you later. So Amy's on over at Empire Skates was giving away 2 Derby Love necklaces. So this is super awesome. And it's stories like that that make me realize, like, with Derby, it's not just show up to the track and skate. Like these are actual bonds that you're forming with people that you will, you're never going to let go of these bonds. So, and that's why I really wanted to appreciate the Derby Wives tonight. So if there's anybody out there that wants to call in and talk about their Derby Wife story, our telephone number here is 909-360-8330. We're going to take a quick break here, about a 5-minute break, and then we're going to come back and hopefully we have some people who want to take some phone calls, and then we're going to probably just kind of chit-chat with some Derby Wives and see what's going on there. Okay, girls? This is Chaotic Radio, and this is Power Jams, Talk Derby Radio.
Don't drive no car. Don't go too fast, but I go pretty far. For somebody who don't drive, I've been all around the world. Some people say I've done alright for a girl. Well, I gotta be a new pair of roller skates. You got a brand new key. I think we should get together and try to not see. I've been looking
our new skaters or whatever. And I actually had 2 little fresh meats pull up to the microphone for me. Make sure that you're talking right into the microphone. Can you please introduce yourself, please?
Unmute them.
Oh, sorry. Do that again. I had you muted. Dang, man.
I'm Kelsey Dagger. And I'm Butch.
And we'll figure this out eventually. So we got Kelsey Dagger and we got Butch. And this is the funny thing about Butch. So if you're listening online, Butch is like the tiniest little thing. I love her so much. When she first showed up, I just dubbed her instantly. I'm like, you're Butch. And everybody's like, what the hell? Like, what is this name that you're giving her? I said, but she's tiny. So when you find her on my roster, like if you guys pulled up my roster and you saw it said Butch, what would you think?
Big burly.
Like a big chick. And then when we do our skate out and you see her show up, you're going to be like, what the fuck is this?
I'm even more scared.
You're right? That was my point.
You're in that name.
That was my point. It wasn't like, oh, dang. Oh, that's Butch. Whatever. No, like now they're scared of you. Officially, they're scared of you. So Butch, real quick. When did you start skating?
I started skating in April.
In April. Yeah. So you're super fresh meat, right? So this is what I have to say about Butch. She used to be a cheerleader.
Yes.
So make sure you're talking straight into the microphone so we know what you're saying. So when I talked to Butch, we were doing drills, like fresh meat drills or whatever, and I told her, I'm like, oh, let's see if you could jump. Holy fuck. This chick took she was like 6 inches off the ground. I'm like, minimum skills is like 2. Like,
Above and beyond. That's my goal.
you little overachiever. I don't know what the hell you're doing over there. And then just the other day I told her, I'm like, hey, let me see you jump across the apex. Let me see how far you could get. If you don't make it, that's fine. Fucking bitch flew right across. She's like, no problem. I'm good. So fresh meat, if you think that you can't skate, don't worry. We have plenty of coaches out there. We have the vets out there that are willing to train and take care of you and pull you under your wing. And you never know, you might find your derby wife. Kelsey Dagger. So every butcher needs her dagger. That's their little thing. It's super cute. So Butch, how long have you been skating? I'm sorry, Dagger, how long have you been skating?
And
It'll be 3 years in December.
yeah, don't be afraid to get close. And there's a little yellow arrow. That's the sweet spot.
Yeah, so talk straight into the sweet spot.
Okay.
Get up in there.
So talk right like you're making love to the mic. Closer.
Touch the mic.
The mic loves you.
I've been skating for 3 years. In December.
3 years in December. Okay,
Yeah.
so that worked. I'm still figuring out what the hell I'm doing. I'm sorry. It's okay. So 3 years in December. So do you still consider yourself fresh meat, or are you?
I consider myself like in between being fresh meat and being a veteran. Like I'm an anxious veteran. That's what I'll call it.
An anxious veteran.
I'm an anxious
That's
veteran.
good. Yeah. But I see you helping the fresh meat that do come in. I see you taking care of them, and if you're not skating that practice, you're always making sure that you're helping in other places. And I, as a coach, I appreciate that because we always need help at practice.
Oh, I'm glad. Yeah, I love working with fresh meat because a lot of them come in and they're anxious and they're worried about that they're not going to do very well, and so I'm just like, hey, you can do it.
Yeah.
You're awesome.
So today is a Derby Wife show.
Yes.
And I know that there was some little Tweety birds going around over here.
Yeah.
So was there something that you wanted to have happen today?
Kelsey, I hate you.
No pressure.
No pressure. No pressure at all, right?
Will you? Oh, sorry, they're all link covered now. But will you be my derby wife? Oh my God, no! Of course I will. Also, I made this really cute little thing, and I used the Father's Day discount, so I'm gonna call you Daddy now. Daddy, Daddy, you are.
Oh my God!
Awesome.
So was that a yes, Dad?
Yes.
Was that a Butch?
Yes, yes, Daddy.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes, Daddy. Oh, the romantic music. This is like the sweetest thing ever.
Should we like kiss?
Hey, you know what? The views. Yes.
Wait,
Yes.
what do you want to do? Oh, I was looking for the sign for kiss, but I forgot it. Good job. Thanks.
Kiss
in my eyes.
I mean, I'll try. Just close one eye. I'll
Fuck you.
I'll
No,
lick
I'm
your
not closing
eyelid.
my eyes.
I'll lick your eyelid.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is how derby wives happen. It's like a drunk-filled, like, stupid idea that you're like, sure, I'm gonna go with it. So I do have to say, so one night, so Dagger hits me up and she goes, hey, I want to propose to Butch. I'm like, oh, okay, then do it. And she's like, no, but like how? I'm like, oh, I don't know. I'm like, do you want to do it like just like a hey, you want to be my wife, or do you want to do it like epic? And she's like, oh, let's do it epic. So this is about as epic as I get. I'm like, hey, let's do it on a radio show. Why not? Yay for me. So congratulations, this is awesome. Yay. So are you guys gonna go to RollerCon and make it official, or are you gonna wait a year engagement?
I don't know if I like her enough to go to RollerCon yet.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not really sure.
You do have to get to know each other a
I'm
little
really
bit,
bad
right?
for commitment, yeah.
So
It's gonna take her a while.
So when I asked my derby wife, I don't know, I probably made it super uncomfortable for her husband, because I called her husband and I was like, can I ask Voodoo to be my derby wife? And he goes, well, what does that entail? like he got worried for a second. I'm like, well, don't worry, dude. We're not gonna like file taxes together or nothing.
Your money is safe.
Yeah, it's like, no, we'll be derby wives and blah blah blah. He's like, oh, well, okay. He's like, why are you asking me? I'm like, I don't know. Isn't that like when you propose to somebody, aren't you supposed to ask their dad? So I figured and the fact that you guys bring up now she's your daddy. I mean, I guess. Right? So did Adam talk to you about it when, or should I say Master Vader? Did Master Vader talk to you after I asked him?
No, it was a big hush-hush situation.
It was a big
I
secret,
didn't
right?
know until you actually spilled the beans.
Right?
So
Yeah.
no, I know he didn't say anything. He was really good about keeping it, on the DL. And
I'm
then
the
I
worst
was
at
like-
keeping
I was
secrets.
like, okay, like
I
I
am
don't know.
horrible at keeping
He just
secrets.
mentioned one day randomly. He was like, oh yeah, the other day when I was talking to Drunky, and I was like, what? I was like, she wasn't over here yesterday or whatever. He's like, no, I was talking on the phone. I was like, oh, okay, like that's weird, but all right. Like, it did that weird little slip, but other than that, like it wasn't. He didn't say,
Right.
Yeah, no, nothing like it. No.
So and it was another night that whiskey was involved. Imagine that.
Yeah. lots of
So
whiskey.
I had gotten all the junk and everything, like streamers and like the light up ring, and I had shirts made, and like I was totally like her husband said, "Oh, you went all Pinterest on it, didn't you?" I know, I forgot our shirts,
I
but.
didn't think to wear them either. That was dumb.
So I had all this stuff sitting in one of the rooms, and we had been drinking whiskey, and I was like beside myself whether she was going to say yes or not, because I was afraid like she was like commitment phobe,
Which I am. Yeah.
yeah,
I
like
have problem,
she had
problem with that.
She had already told me like, I don't know about this derby wife thing. I know I've got everybody in studio like pointing at it, except for you two. You're like, this is my ride or die, and they're all like, she's flighty. I don't know.
Might not be there.
Ball and chain.
So I told her, I said, hey, check it out. I'm super fucking drunk right now, and I can't keep secrets. So check this out. And I showed her the shirts, and she's like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you really doing, like, that? You ruined the surprise.
Yeah.
So then, like, I think it was like, we were supposed to do it, like, the following week or something like that, and she was sick, and she couldn't come. I'm like, God damn it. We're supposed to do it tonight, damn it.
And she thought I knew, and that's why I didn't go or something. And I was like, no, I'm really not okay. I might die, but sorry.
I was like, she's trying to ditch me. Damn it.
I love you.
Right?
So,
I
like,
felt so stupid after that, because I think Tammy or somebody told me later, she was like, oh yeah, this was a whole thing. And I was like, oh my God.
That's
and
what
I
it
didn't
was.
Go.
We had started
like,
a group.
that looks stupid.
We had started a group text, and she was sick and couldn't make it to practice. And then the following week, I spilled the beans because I'm like, I just can't hold the secret in anymore. So then the following week, I'm like, bitch, you're going to be there, right? Like, this can't be a single person thing.
It's hard to propose if the other person's not there.
Yeah. So, and she showed up, and she acted like she was
It
the
was
best.
so cute.
She
It was
tried
so
to be
cute.
surprised. She was like, I'm surprised. I'm like, you've known about
No,
this.
but I
for
was
like-"
surprised because
She
like
was.
I didn't know that it was gonna be like that kind of a production. She went all out, you guys. Like she got cupcakes and like
But, I mean, that's the end all to be all,
and like,
right?
hey man, cupcakes are a big deal. I like cupcakes. So anyway, she had all these little signs made that she had a couple of the girls like hold up when I walked in, and I was like, what is this? And like the one at the end was like, not me, not me. And I was like, okay, like, okay. I got you, dude.
It was a fun night, and then there was lots of whiskey that happened, and there was like a couple of pictures where like we're pouring whiskey down each other's throats.
And then we're wondering why we were out. Like, why is the bottle empty? Like, oh
Yeah,
my God.
I think we even went out and got a
Same
second
reason
bottle.
you can't stand up right now.
I'm pretty sure a second bottle happened after that. Yeah, and then we had to like the hair of the dog. The next day was the half bottle that wasn't. We just kept drinking. We're like until it's gone. So I appreciate you saying yes because that would have been super embarrassing.
Well, I appreciate you asking me.
So
It
the
was
one
very
thing,
sweet.
the one thing I kept hearing is you can't say no to Coach. Like
no,
you have
no,
to say yes.
I said it jokingly, like, because somebody said, well, what if she would have said no? And I was like, just kidding. I was like, well, you don't say no to your coach. Like, come on. That's just ridiculous. But it was it was just joking. You know I love you. And
I love you.
we're two birds of a feather.
Yeah,
you know what
we're
I mean?
kind of stuck together. So let's pose this question. The questions that we had from earlier. What about your derby wife? Did you think that made you think she's the one? Other than I throw shit everywhere, clumsy as shit.
What are you guys breaking in there?
My
Everything.
phone. My phone.
Everything.
Hey,
Freaking derby girls.
I was on my best behavior last week, and Dutchie brought this up. I was all sweet and like on my best behavior, and now I'm like, burn this bitch down.
Hey, I will totally help you.
We will too.
So check real quick before you answer that question. Rachel back here, the engineer, she's like we're gonna get her into being a derby person for sure. She's like,
yeah.
By the way, you didn't give her your gift that you brought for her.
oh, we have beer in here for you.
Yep, she
Oh,
got some
that's
just
right.
for
Yeah,
you.
we got tall cans in here. Yeah, we
Hell
stopped
yes.
before the show, and I was like, I gotta get my engineer. Like like I said, I mean, you gotta take her on, but you could be my engineer wife, and then I'll have a derby
I mean,
wife.
she's gonna have a whole harem. You
Yeah.
know, she's like cool. Like,
We're all like Mormon in here.
all of a sudden,
I'm pretty sure this is the best type of multiple wives situation you could have. So when I asked you what made you think she's the one, now I'm just fishing
after
for
all
compliments,
of
right?
the well, shit. Oh, you're okay. So she's alright. No, after all of the shit that we've been through, for sure. Like, there's so many times that I've gotten shit house drunk at her house, and she's like, "Dude, you're not gonna drive," and I'm like, "Fuck it, I'm driving home." Or like when I try to walk home. I don't think I've ever actually made it all the way to my house yet. But she never lets me make it all the way there. So, I mean, hey, that's pretty cool. Because most of my friends are like, bye, bitch. Like, please go home, please. So, yeah, no, for sure. Like, I love, like, when we hang out, it's like so natural. And it's never anything like, oh, have to mind our P's and Q's because we don't know what those things are. So it works out.
Well, there's been a few times where she's gotten shithouse drunk, and I'm like, you gotta go. Like,
Yeah,
but you gotta ride.
for sure.
Like I make sure she has a ride. And I'm
Yeah,
like, time for you to
absolutely.
leave, lady.
Right?
But she does the same to me too. We have this thing. It's not planned out at all. So we'll go out. We'll get drunk. I get fucking wasted. She's like, I'll stay sober. I'm like, what? When does that happen? And or vice versa.
Right.
And Adam and Master Vader brought that up, that like we are on the same page in the sense of like, oh, it's your turn. Okay, you
Right.
forget what happened tonight. Don't
One of
worry,
us
don't
has
worry
to
about
fill
it.
the other one in. I don't know.
Well, and I say that some of the best times I've never remembered with her.
Yep.
Like, those are the best times. Those are the best times. So, do you remember how long we were friends before we became derby wives?
A few months.
Yeah, we made it quick.
6.
Like Mama
Maybe
Beater,
6 months
like Mama
or
Beater said, I
something like
gotta get that one snapped up real quick. I'm like, someone's gonna take this one because you had a few proposals prior to that, right?
Not like officially, I guess, but there was some talk about stuff, and I was like, oh no, like, I'm not ready,
like shaking back there. Right? Shaken's like, no, not yet. I'm not ready. So what adjective would you best describe your derby wife?
Oh, is drunk an adjective? That's an adjective, right?
Drunk?
That's
Yeah,
a thing.
I think so.
Hey,
That
man,
right,
I
yeah.
got really good grades in English. I should know that
Yeah,
one.
drunk. Yeah, and that's what I
Drunk.
would say. Yeah,
Beer?
that's what I would say about you too, though.
Yeah, for
What's
sure.
the best adjective? Drunk. Yeah, it's always good.
So we got a point.
Yeah. Are we going for a second hour here, Rachel?
If you would like, we can.
Did
totally...
Dutchie say it was good?
Yeah, I set the show up for 2 to 3 hours.
Oh, jeez.
So
Yeah, last week they wanted us to go for 4 hours. I'm like, I don't have enough beer.
come
I don't
on,
know.
let's do it.
I don't know if this is gonna happen. So again, I just want to remind everybody. I want to remind everybody that tonight's show is powered by Empire Skates. I need to say thank you. So Amy, so when this show first started, I went to Amy and I said, I need sponsors, Amy. I need somebody to help me out. And I thought she was going to pay, like she was going to be like a portion sponsor. And she was like, how much do you need? I said, I need the whole thing. She's like, yeah, sure. No problem. No problem. So Amy's the reason that we have the show. Dutchie is peeking in here. Dutchie wants to come. What's up, Dutchie?
I'm just peeking.
Oh, at all the lovely ladies that I have here.
Second delay, and I knew you were gonna go. Can we please go 2 hours?
Oh.
Can't go a fucking hour.
So Dutchie has a lot of women here in the studio right now, and he's like, yes,
he's a very happy man.
He's like, yes, you could stay all night, baby. He's pretty happy. So thank you, Amy's on. Make sure to check her out. I forgot my notes, but you can look up her shop at empireskateShop.com. And she will hook you up. If you type in Power Jams 10, you'll get a 10% discount for anything that you buy at Empire Skates. And she's pretty rad. She keeps beer in her fridge, so that's why I keep coming back. So I want to get into the dynamics of, so two of the couples over here, I'm going to have Butcher and Dagger switch out with Mama Beater and Shaken real quick. Only because... So the two couples that I have in here, Lightning's from Dirt City, and R2 is from IEDD, right?
Yep.
And then Mama Beater is on Rough Diamond Rebels, and Shaken is with East Valley Roller Derby. So I need to know, and this is not an uncommon thing. This is something that I saw when I asked for all the stories to come in. I saw multiple couple wives coming in saying that they were on separate leagues, different leagues. So I'm going to start over here with Lightning and R2. When you guys started, were you on the same league?
Yeah, we're both on IADD.
Oh, okay. So what made you move up to Dirt City?
I just wanted, like at the time, IDD didn't have like a set coach, and I was still fresh meat at the time, and I was looking for growth. So I sought, different leagues, and,
right.
Dirt City felt best for me at that time. And I did grow a lot during that time, and up till now, I'm still, growing on my skills. So
I'm going to tell you, girl. So me and Voodoo and Shaken, we played against her when we guest skated with Hard. And she's the one with the visor.
Oh.
And so I remember, like, I was holding on to some of my teammates, and you were trying to blast my arms for multiplayers, and I'm like, this bitch needs to stay out of my circle, stay away. So when you called me, I was like, yeah, I know who you are. I got your number. But no, so when you decided to move up to Dirt City, did R2 have any, like, did you have hesitations because of R2 staying at IEDD?
I did. It was really hard because I was really close to all of IEDD at the time.
I love the girls down there. We got Spunky Bruiser down there.
Oh,
we
yeah.
got Moonshiner down
she's
there.
The best.
Yeah, we got a bunch of, like, I
Moonshiner's
have
awesome.
much
Moonshiner
love
is
for
awesome.
Yeah, I got a lot of love for
She's a
IEDD.
sweetheart. Yeah, but I mean, she at the end she told me, she's like, it's up to you. It's whatever you want to do, And she supported my decision. And even though we're in separate leagues, like we still see each other, we still skate together.
Right.
So it's like I never left, really, to be honest, because IDD, I would say it's like my second home.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah. Well, and have you guys skated this for R2? Have you guys skated in a game together?
Yeah,
against each other?
Yeah. And we have twice. And the great thing about it is I can go after her and I can tell people to go after her. And it doesn't come off as malicious because they know we're close.
Right.
And I want them to kick her ass.
Right.
For leave.
And I want them to kick my ass. Really.
Well, and is it a fun thing because you two know each other's, not that you have any, but do you know each other's weaknesses and do you go after that or do you?
Yeah. Yeah,
for sure.
And we won't say what.
I wouldn't even say that she has weaknesses.
You guys have games coming up.
Whenever she's going
so.
out jamming, I'll always tell them, like, she's really fucking hoppy and she's really fucking strong. Like,
right?
just stay on her.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and that was the one thing when I skated against her. She was hopping all around the place. I'm like, can you get the...
Yeah. So if anything, it kind of works to our advantage because we know if they're going to put her out to jam, like we know the type of jammer she is.
But that also evens up the game too because you know her weaknesses, you know her strong suits, and you know how to play towards each other or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So we got Mama Beater over here. So I was joking with Mama Beater. I was like, Courtney and Voodoo, Shaken and Voodoo, they need to be careful because Mama Beater brings me in big old tall cans. I love my blue tall cans. So I don't know. So I wanna check. So Mama Beater, you started on Yucktown.
I did.
And that's where Courtney was skating, was Yucktown.
Honestly, leaving Yucktown, it was a very hard decision. It was going through some stuff, and I was going through some personal stuff at the time, and I just needed to, I actually just removed myself completely for, a full month. And I was like, I don't know if I'm ready for Derby anymore. I was going through some turmoil personally. Is this what I still want to do? And then I decided after that month, I was like, I just wanted to skate. And I knew it wasn't out of me yet. But it's funny because me and my husband joke around that, I could not leave my team at the time without telling her one-on-one.
Right.
She couldn't see it on Facebook. She couldn't see it in a Facebook message. I had to tell her one-on-one. So I took her out to dinner and I was like, so here's the thing. And honestly, she was the one that made it the hardest to leave. Right. I couldn't imagine. When I first joined Derby, I didn't know there was all this team hopping and all this other stuff. I'm 4 years. I've only been on 2 leagues. Right. I never saw myself leaving my first league, honestly. And when the thought even processed, it was like, but what am I going to do without my Derby wife? I don't know what to... And we weren't even married at the time. No, we are newlyweds. We are hitting our 1 year.
Yeah,
almost.
It's not even a year.
RollerCon will be our 1 year.
Yeah.
I proposed the day before the Derby wedding. And so...
Shotgun wedding.
Heck yeah, baby. No. But yeah, it was really hard to leave. And I'm glad that we have stayed connected since then. Because if we would have lost touch, I just would have died inside.
Right.
Really.
I didn't think she was going to leave. When she kept saying she was going to leave, I was like, yeah, sure. I'll see you Tuesday.
Right. Yeah. You're like, this can't be that's the first sign, denial, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and I kept hearing, so when I first came over to that team, we switched it over from Yucktown to East Valley Roller Derby, and I kept hearing Shaken's Derby wife. I'm like, who the? No, what? She cannot be on somebody else's league. That is not okay. So I remember the first couple of weeks I was sitting there and I was talking to my husband and I was like, so I got this girl who her Derby wife is on another team. He's like, oh, she's gone. You're going to lose her. I'm like, I know, right? I was like, so constantly, and I'm not one of those coaches that will go headhunt or whatever. I've seen that. But so I joke with Mama Beater all the time. So when you coming home? When you coming home to Daddy?
When I first left, I actually every time I talked to her, I was like, "So when are you coming out to my practice?
Yeah.
When can I get you on my league?"
Right.
Because you were not there yet,
right.
So it was still in constant turmoil. So
yeah.
I was like, why don't you just come and practice with us until you figure out what you're doing? Yes, she is.
And I have to say that about you too. You are pretty loyal. I'm kind of relentless on you. And I told Nasty at RDR and I told Toast Stop Moski over there, said, man, if she leaves, you know whose fault it is. Not Courtney's, mine. I will totally steal her back.
I mean, I'm going to say it would be mainly on her that I would leave, but I do miss skating with her. I mean, I did come out to a practice recently, and it felt so good to be on the track with her because, these guys were talking about, I mean, I know her weaknesses, but I'm usually her offense. And, we were talking about the practice that I came out, and she was like, yes, Mama's on the track. I know who's got my back. You know what I mean? Because we had this thing when we were on the track together. So, I mean, it just kind of...
Is one of you usually a jammer and a blocker?
Jammer over here. I'm the blocker. Yeah. And then, I left Yucktown with... I mean, I had no bad blood over there. So it's awesome when I come back. Everybody opens me, with open arms, and they're, so nice.
Well, because we're, one of the most loving teams ever. We're like, everybody, we love you. Come skate with us. If you accidentally stay, I'm not going to be mad. But we'll let you go home every once in a while, like let you out of your cage. No, and that was the thing. We had a discussion that so our practices are closed practices, and there's only a few skaters that we do allow to come back, and that's because that's her derby wife. It's like, how am I going to sit here and tell one of my board members, no, your derby wife can't
Vice
come?
president.
Yeah, she's the
Right?
vice. So
Hell yeah.
so Shaken's the vice president of EVRD. There's no way I'm going to tell her, no, your derby wife can't.
Well, and
can't show up.
I think if I would have left with bad blood,
Oh, you would have been gone. No,
there would be
there's no way.
there would be people that would outvote her.
It would have been
on
an
the
easier
board.
transition.
It probably would have been. I mean, it really probably would have been. It was
have a
really
choice.
heartbreaking for me. But I mean, I think if I did have bad blood there, I mean, I would when I text you if I could come out, I said I understand if you say no, but consider it.
And that's the exact face when I read her text message. She's like, "Can I please come?" And I was like,
I'm
yeah,
like,
sure.
can we go to the bar afterwards?
Well, and that was the decision that had been made. Like, I didn't even have to ask the board. I did out of respect for the board. But I already knew what the answer was. So I had texted on like, yeah, bitch, duh. Like, show up. And I'm like, oh, crap. By the way, board, do you mind?
I know. She told me that you told her that you already knew what her vote was going to be. And she goes, what if I said no? And I'm like, well, you got outvoted.
Right.
So.
Well, and Lightning brought up a good question about the blocker jammer combo that you guys have. And that's the same with the newlyweds that we have back here. Yeah. That's a jammer blocker combo, but what you got here is a blocker combo. I'm not jamming. She's like, fuck that. I'm not jamming. Are you kidding? Like, we throw the panty back at each other. Like, nope.
Your turn. It's your turn.
So, and that's the thing. Like, when we skate together, because we're on the same league. Oh, that's cute. So not same league, same league. So there's a different perspective. But when somebody hits her, oh, you're gonna fucking die. Like, don't touch my wife. Like, in our last game that we had, I saw somebody hit her. I'm like, I will get a forearms. I don't care.
Right? It's worth it.
Right to your neck. Yeah. And that was the thing. Like, and that's the same thing. Like when we go out in public, like people will say stuff. I'm like, I will cut you. You want me to cut you? But when you see people coming after me, what type of?
Well, I think the last couple times we were always on different rotations.
Yeah.
So, but I was sitting there, or I'm sure you were sitting there, and it's like, oh, really? Okay, what was that number? Okay,
Yeah.
all right. I'm gonna stand right by that one. Like, okay,
I got you on that number. So
kind of gives you your place, in line.
I want to make sure that everybody understands that if you have any questions or maybe you want to propose to somebody on here, that would be awesome. Can we imagine having 2 proposals on this show? Don't give me that look, Kelsey. Oh.
Steal her thunder.
Oh,
Steal
that's
her
true.
thunder. But this one's in person. So 909-360-8330. Rachel, are we good to take a break? You want to take a little break?
Yeah, we can
Yay.
totally do that.
So I want to remind everybody, this is Chaotic Radio, and this is Power Jams Talk Derby Radio.
My bike, I roller skate, don't drive no car. Don't go too fast, but I go pretty far. For somebody who don't drive, I've been all around the world. Some people say I've done alright for a girl. Well, I gotta be a new pair of roller skates. You got a brand new key. I think we should get together and try to not see. I've been looking around the world. You got something for me?
We are all clear for 4 minutes. 4.5.
You're listening to chaoticradio.com.
And we are back. Oh, I just heard that. That was awesome. I heard beer open. That was great.
I like beer because it is good. I drink beer because I should. If there was a song to sing, I sing it and beer
Junkie.
you drink.
Yes.
I drink beer
How much
when
do you
I
like
am sad.
beer?
I love beer.
Now there's nothing left to say, so let's go drink beer.
Beer is good. Beer is good. Beer is good. And stop. Beer is good. Beer is good. Beer is good.
Let's go drink some beer.
Dude, I think you had enough.
Let's go drink some beer.
And we are back with Power Jams Talk Derby Radio. That Rachel played the song. She was laughing the entire time because literally that is me. Right?
It's so amazing. I love
I am
it.
drunk as me. I be drunky. So I want to say thank you to everybody that is watching out there in the YouTubes and listening to all of this Derby wife chaos that is going on. It's a pretty amazing thing. So again, I wanna remind everybody. So Casey Bomber, when she called in at the beginning of the show, her the book that she co-authored is called Down in Derby: The Insider's Guide to Roller Derby. This book has everything in it from it's a little older of a book, so it talks about double whistles, and I kind of giggle at that with the double whistles because I started skating with double whistles, and I was that jammer that like on the first whistle I would like jump and get a penalty, or and I'd have to halt for the other jammer. And
Wait, what is a double whistle?
so back in the day, I seem to use that a lot. So back in the day, when I first started Derby, the first whistle that was blown was it released all the blockers, and then once all those blockers passed the pivot line, then a second whistle would happen, and then that would release the jammers. There was this one situation that happened. It was at a tournament where the blockers, the full pack of blockers, never passed the pivot line. So for a full 2 minutes, these blockers, it was the jam that never happened. If you could look it up on YouTube, it's called the jam that never happened. So you watch this, and these blockers are going back and forth, hitting each other. They never pass the pivot line, never releasing the jammers. So the jammers, I think it was Gotham, and someone's going to tell me on Facebook real quick. They're going to check it out. Yep, minor penalties. Yeah, that was another thing. We had minors, not majors. Or we had minors and majors. But yeah, for this one, the jam that never happened, these blockers just sat there for 2 minutes just kind of messing with each other. And then the whistle was blown and the jam never happened. So I think when I was talking to Casey Bomber on the phone prior, a couple of days ago, that was brought up. And that was the reason that we got rid of the second whistle, because it was like, okay, well now Derby girls, we have a thing where we like to find loopholes. How can we fuck with you? Oh, it looks like we have a phone call. Let's see, who are we talking to?
We are talking to Rainbow Smasher.
Oh, Rainbow! Oh, he loved being on here last week, so now he had to get it on. So, Rainbow Smasher, hey, what's up?
What's going on?
I'm so happy to have you again. That's exciting. You came the wrong show.
I did, apparently. I've been watching this, and I'm like, oh, man. Even though I've seen a lot of this Derby wife thing you guys are talking about.
Yeah. So, do you have a Derby wife?
No, I do not.
Are you looking for a Derby wife?
No, I am not.
So, ladies, let me remind you though, Rainbow Smasher is single. So if there's anybody out there wanting to pick them up some Rainbow Smasher, he's available. So what's going on?
I've got some homegirls in Venice.
Oh, look at that.
Oh snap! Oh snap!
He's like-
was that lightning?
No, that was my engineer Rachel.
Oh, that was my other little.
Yeah, she was the one that was in the box that we kept in the box. So so Rainbow, what's going on?
Nothing. Just watching you guys, listening, hearing all these awesome Derby wife stories. You know.
Right? So do you find anything weird or strange about this Derby wife sensation that we have going on?
Or do you have a favorite Derby wife couple?
Hint.
He
I
saw
feel
us
like
grow.
if I said that would get me in trouble.
For sure.
But no, I mean, as long as I've been involved in the Derby, I've experienced the Derby wife thing. My first roller con I went to, I got the full Derby wedding experience with Checker Wrecker and Red Stuff Redemption.
Yeah.
And that was pretty awesome. I was like, holy crap, they had to fill me in on what the Derby wife thing meant, because I mean I was brand new to it, so I was like, are you guys really getting married? Like, what's Checker's husband gonna think? Like, is he cool with this? I mean,
Well, and so from an outsider's point of view, as a ref, this is the thing. So as an outsider point of view, do you notice the Derby wife couples and what they do to maybe take care of a blocker that maybe have done something to their wife?
oh yeah, no, they honestly, I don't see it as much now as back in the day. But yeah, if you mess with the Derby wife and they're on the same team, you are definitely gonna get it at some point. I've seen Derby hit being put out on girls because they took somebody's wife out
Right, not just a hit, like a hit.
Do you ever see Derby wives line up against each other?
Light out.
You're gonna fill this, and then you're gonna apologize to my wife later.
Right.
And then we'll go get drinks.
And then we'll go
Right?
get drinks.
Yeah, then we'll drink afterwards, and it's all good.
Well, and do you notice anything when they're playing on separate leagues? Do you maybe give one a little leeway when it comes to penalties?
Yeah, Des, do you?
Not that you give leeways, not that you give leeways on penalties, because I know you're very fair in all of the situations. But
Yeah,
I
painfully
try
fair.
to stay very professional. No, you know what? Because I know too many Derby couples. Like if I was to give leeway, one team would just win all the time. So no, Derby wives. Honestly, I'm probably harder on the Derby couples that I do know,
Right.
because we hang out outside of Derby as well.
I would definitely agree to that. He is.
Yeah, Rainbow. So my favorite, and I've already told Rainbow Smasher this. My ref love is Je ne sais quoi. She's my girl. But
Yeah, my girl.
very close second is Rainbow Smasher, and it's not so much. I just like him as a person. Like the fact how professional the two of them keep themselves in reffing. So I could take them out for drinks and do whatever and have fun with them. But on the track, I know if they call me on
Her ass
a
is
penalty,
still in the box.
yeah. If I'm getting called on a penalty, I know somebody else is getting called on that exact same penalty.
That's true.
It's not. He's like, "Pfft, you fucked up. You're going.
I know.
You
And
know?
I would say Des is very super fair, because there have been times where I've committed a penalty and I want him to just turn a blind eye to it, but he'll give me that look and he'll call me out. I hate it.
Yeah.
You know what you did.
I look at him in the eye and you're like, oh,
Seriously,
I know what I did.
I think back all those memories that we've shared. We've seen Lightning walking down the beach half naked, and you're calling me out on a penalty.
He's been there. He saw me.
Yeah.
Half naked, like the bottom half or the top half?
The bottom half. She couldn't get her leggings back on.
That's always good.
Yeah, word to the wise, don't go swimming at the beach and wear only leggings. You can't get them back up.
No, you can't. No.
So
lesson learned.
So Smasher, I need to ask you, in the ref community, is there a ref wife type situation? Or a ref significant other?
You and Lazy are awfully close.
I feel like that we have some bromances. A lot of the Derby wife or ref wife things, I kind of feel like Ref Barry and Je ne sais quoi are right at that cusp where they should be married. They're just too stubborn to do it,
Right.
Yeah, you see it every once in a while.
Do you have anybody in the ref community that you would want to be married to?
Lazy.
No, I hate that guy. I can't stand him.
Hey, let's go to JB's afterwards and get
Right?
drunk.
And not invite
Yeah.
anybody else, just you and me.
Hey, that's our secret. Don't be telling people about his spot.
So okay, so I will have to say, Smasher, when EVRD played against Infinity, so Lazy was called in kind of last minute to play that game. We talked about that on the last show, and he was sitting at Pizza Chalet at our after party with like a lone pitcher.
I saw
And,
that for you.
and I was asking him, I'm like, where's all the refs at? He's like, I don't know. Like, he was sad. He was like, we're not there. So I'm gonna dub you guys like ref husbands. You guys are the ref husbands, and you can't say
I think we got to talk to his actual wife though, see if she's okay with it.
I'm sure Hawaiian will be super great
Hawaiian
about
will be
it.
totally
you know
fine.
Hawaiian doesn't care.
Very supportive.
Well, so I need to say, didn't you rescue Lazy right before the last show?
Yes, I did. It was funny. I drove right by him. He ran out of gas on the freeway, and I drove right by him. I was like, that car looks familiar. Oh, well, I'm going to keep going. And then, like, not even 5 seconds later, he calls me and is like, dude, you just passed me. Come get me.
So this is all the makings of like
really
Derby
is.
husbands,
It
right?
is. It saved my life. I'm eternally grateful.
I rescued the damsel in distress.
So you wear the pants. Okay.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
So
Yeah.
Lazy has to call you daddy.
That's right. I hopefully Lay's listening and not watching the Golden State game right now.
Poppy.
They said it.
They said it.
That's the poppy. Well, Rainbow, thank you so much for calling in. We're gonna
Thank
get back
you
to
guys
our
for
little
having
dude. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Love you, Rainbow.
See you guys.
I
Love
will
you too.
lift you.
You could. He's like, what, 120?
Right, you wish.
No, she easily could.
Challenge accepted.
We're all taking it.
It's kind of funny because we have never played a game, and there is kind of a running joke on my league right now that, like, with my coach, that she's like, I never want to see you play your Derby wife because all of a sudden you're going to forget what team you play for.
Right.
And I'm like, I might, because I've
Whoops.
always been her, you know, like
Whoopsie.
her second person on the track. So it's like, oh, wait. Oh, we're on the wrong team. I'm sorry. Like, I'm supposed to be beating your ass. Like,
So I'm going to put out a formal invitation for EVRD to play against.
no. I can't help you skate if
I
you're
want to
playing
see
me.
this. I want to see this.
I'll go.
I'm down.
So
Let's go.
So nasty.
Courtney's our,
Nasty.
Shaken's gonna be our jammer every time that the mama beater's on the line. Because
But see, I think she knows my style enough to know that, like,
make a hole.
if she's jammer and she sees me on the opposing team, she's gonna be like, "Fuck, like, crap. Why did they have to put her in?"
Yeah.
And they'll do it on purpose.
Yeah, I will. I totally will.
No, I mean, like, my
Conflict of
coach, they'll
interest.
see her like put on that jammer panty, and they'll be like, "Guess what? You're going in next.
Yeah.
Like, we want to see what you're gonna do."
And guess
you
who's
gonna-
going in Basher?
Yay!
Don't make me hurt somebody.
So this is
Just choke her a little.
just choke her a little. It'll be fine. You won't get a penalty. We'll tell Smasher. No, it's fine. They're okay with that.
And you know, I love the refs too. When they come out to our practices, it's like their only chance to kind of like, no, I didn't do that. Like it's
Yeah,
the
you
only
can
time
actually
you can
argue with
say
them.
anything.
Yeah.
This last practice I went to, I'm gonna call Lazy out on this one. I'm sorry, but he called the wrong number, and he called me twice, called the wrong number twice, and I stepped off the track and I looked at him and I'm all, I'm gonna go, but you called the wrong number, just so you know. And then as I'm sitting in the box, he skated over and was like, you know, I go, legitly in a game, what would have happened? And he's like, you wouldn't have had to leave. And I'm like,
Yeah.
damn it. But I love that you can, like, you know, are you sure I did a forearm? I mean,
Right.
Are you sure?
And I mean, look it up in the exact definition of a forearm.
I'm telling you, I've had them ref my game, and it's like, I mean, really? Like, you come to my practice, and now you're gonna call me on a penalty? Like, fight me, you know? But then you go drink afterwards,
That's
and
what
you're
we
good.
talked about on the
all
last
learning.
show. Well, that's what we talked about on the last show. Incentives
Mm-hmm.
for coming out and and refs being associated with certain teams and the way that plays out when especially in this area, because this area has so many teams. We're all friends in the sense of we're like either you've transferred, because I know, I was on Prison City and I transferred over to East Valley, so we just got the invitation to go to the Battle of the IE.
Oh, yeah.
So Battle of the IE is thrown by Prison City, so I'm gonna have to go up against my old team. That team has had turnover, but there's still a Great Dame over there, and that's like my Derby mom. Like, oh my God, I know what she.
And
could
I remember
do
at the
to
last
me.
tournament, I saw you, and I was like, shit.
Yeah,
Drunky is
right.
skating.
And we beat your ass, didn't we? I mean, whoops.
Simply, it was a close one.
Oh, sure, it was.
I feel like there were some bad calls during that game. Nothing
Maybe.
on my IE,
No,
ref.
no.
It was the other refs
Yeah.
that came in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's how
Totally.
it works.
That's what happened.
Yeah,
That's what happened.
That's what I always hear from the losing team. That there's always
It's the refs.
It's always the refs.
Damn refs.
No, but that was a good game. But because Prison City had asked for East Valley to come out and help run the tournament. Of course, because that's my family still. Like there's no you always want to make sure to take care of your old team, regardless of how it works out. So I guest skated with Prison City because I hadn't officially left yet, but I was still coaching. I was coaching over at East Valley, and I remember telling the girls at East Valley, I said, if I win one game, the only game I'm going to win is against Rough Diamonds. And that was to make sure that I took care of my girls over at East Valley, because I mean, and it was a friendly competitiveness. It wasn't like I'm gonna beat your ass because
No, I totally understand. If I were to come and guest skate for you, I would totally represent East Valley with my full heart, because I mean, before the name, I originated from there. So
Yeah.
you guys are all still my sisters,
Right,
and I will
right.
I would never play shitty just because I'm, I would
'Cause
play
I'd kick
top
your ass
game
after
for you
shitty
guys,
anyway.
Yeah, you're too
Get
competitive.
outta here.
So it looks like we have a caller on the phone, Zig. Let's
Yes.
see. Do we got Zig on the phone?
Yeah. Zig is from Chaotic Radio.
Yes.
He has the Zig Zone.
Is he mad that like all these girls are here when he's not?
No, he's loving it. So he has a question for you.
Sure, absolutely. Zig, hi, how are you?
I'm doing fine. How you guys, ladies?
We are all great. How are you guys?
You know how I saved myself right there. I said, "How you guys, ladies?" I kind of saved
I
myself.
wasn't gonna say anything.
No,
What
we're
embarrassing.
just one of the guys. We're one of the guys. What's going on,
ladies?
Not much. Hey, you know what? I used to watch Derby back in the day. And I'm talking. I'm not going to say how old I am right now, but it was just fun entertainment. And then now that you guys have came back on the show, actually, I remember Drunk you being a guest on, if I'm not mistaken, the Randa Hollis. Am I correct?
I was with April with Rag House Radio.
April, that's right. I'm
And
sorry,
then,
my bad.
Years and years ago, I was on the morning show with Blaine.
That's right. Okay. So, and
I get around,
welcome,
Zig. I get around.
welcome aboard to
Thank you.
the Chaos family. Really appreciate it. I'm really loving your show. I've been watching it since you came on. I've been trying to get the information on how to. What do I do? What can I click online to follow this, and then get tickets for me and my girlfriend so we can go watch you guys?
So any show, we always say support your local Derby girl. It's a matter of where you live. So especially in the Southern California area, if you Google, let's say you live in Huntington Beach and you Google roller derby Huntington Beach, it will bring up a team. If you Google, even if you're not necessarily, if there's not a team necessarily in your city, it will bring up something within your area. So there is, and I'm sure these girls will help me out. I think there's about 11 teams here in just the IE, not including Southern California. So San Diego, you have bank track, you have flat track, and that's the difference. There's two differences. So literally, you could Google roller derby in my area, and it will bring something up.
Okay, great. Because I was tagging in here on the live chat, and I wasn't actually given a direct answer, but this definitely puts it more into perspective.
Well, where are you at?
I'm in Fontana. I'm right down the street.
Oh, you
from
got
the,
He's
from
right
the
around the corner.
Yeah.
Your backyard.
You got Foothill Foxy Flyers over there in Fontana.
That sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And if not, Fontana's not that far from all the rest of us. So,
Right,
you know,
right.
I mean.
So
Yeah.
in Temecula, you got Winetown. In Yucaipa, you got East Valley Roller Derby.
Grand
In-
Terrace, you have
in
IEDD.
Grand Terrace, you got IEDD, which they are one of the older leagues. In Chino
oldest.
Hills, there's Prison City.
Just kidding.
Yeah, just kidding. I was like,
Okay,
nope.
so you're saying you have the roller skating rink right there off of what is it, Barton, right?
Yeah, Oh, that's yeah.
That
IEDD.
they have meet.
Yeah,
They have
that's-
bouts there, yeah.
Yeah, that's IEDD. Yeah, that's a sister league right there. I love those girls.
IADD, right?
IE.
Inland Empire Derby Divas.
IEDD.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's drinking. He's
Yeah.
drinking right along with us.
It's Friday.
Oh, I'm right there, drunkie. I'm drunkie too.
Everybody loves
Well,
a
hey.
drunk girl.
And
Cheers.
you know what? I'm just going to have to come by there and just watch your show live one of these days. So maybe next Friday. But you know what? Keep up the good work. I'm really loving your show.
Oh,
You got a
thank
great
you.
response going on. So just keep up the love. And I'm loving this whole derby wife thing. That's it's everyone's got husbands. Like a derby wife. I'm still not there yet, but maybe a couple more drinks I will be.
All right.
I was gonna say maybe we should do a show with our the ones
The
who have
husbands?
husbands
Yeah.
and see what they feel about
My
it. Because
husband won't come in here.
misfire.
see, I think mine would because I was talking to him today about like the picture of my proposal to her, and it was funny because I posted on Facebook, and the first post on it was my husband going about freaking time,
Yeah.
like
I think they
Aw.
just
you know. So, you know, I mean, I think it would be cool to see what they think as far as like our derby wives.
That's a good
you know.
idea.
Well, I could safely say, and my husband, well, maybe not safely. My husband will correct me. If I get a little cray, my husband will just kind of like shove me over to Voodoo and be like, "Here you go, you can handle this."
See, and
And Master Vader will do the same
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
He's like, "Oh, she's being a little cray. Here you go. There is your wife."
Yeah.
So I guess I'm the one getting passed around in my relationship. 'Cause
Yeah, I know.
my husband, when I tell him I'm going out with Shaken, he's like, "See you tomorrow."
Yeah.
I mean,
No, that's our
Nice.
husbands.
Yep.
That's our husbands. Like, no joke. Like, her and I will start, like, we won't even use a shot glass anymore. We're just, like, with the bottle of whiskey.
We keep
just,
it
like,
classy.
And
What you saying.
and we'll look around, and we don't see husbands. And we're like, oh, well, they're gone. They're like, leave those two idiots off to
Yeah,
themselves.
they want to go and talk about cars and boring things. and
Yeah.
drive.
see, if I tell my husband, I'm like, I'm gonna go have dinner with Shaken. I'll be back in like a couple hours. He's like, yeah, see you later. Like, he's like, there's no such thing as a couple hours with you two.
Well,
Like,
there was one night. I told my husband. I said, "Hey, I'm gonna go out with Voodoo. We're just gonna go out to downtown Redlands, do whatever we're gonna do." He's like, "So you're going on a date?"
I mean, kind of.
Yeah. I guess that is a date. She came and picked me up. She came to the door.
Well, if I would have known
I'm
it was
sorry.
supposed to be formal, I should have opened the door for you or something.
We
I was
bought
like,
each-
hey, get in, let's go. Let's do this.
We bought each other
See, and
drinks.
I'm awful. I don't come to the door. I just pull up.
You just honk.
Well,
No,
that's
I
what I
didn't
did.
honk. I'm just
Yeah,
like,
no, I just
you
chill.
know I'm
Well,
here,
she's
man.
got that ring doorbell shit, so she knows. Like,
I didn't have it at that
you know,
time.
she sees me coming from a mile away.
Yeah, I do. I
Don't
hear
lie.
the little jingle.
I feel a disturbance in the force.
Yeah, exactly.
So I got. It looks like Amy's is on the phone. Is it Amy? Amy's on. Amy, hi. How are you?
Drunky.
Oh, Amy. You're the only Amy that I love. What's going on? Hi, Amy.
Hey,
Do you like
I'm
the
calling.
show?
Yeah, no, it's awesome. You guys are doing great. But you made one little error that I wanted to help you out here.
Dude, legit, I got the boss calling me to tell me I'm messing up. Like, are you kidding me?
No, on my website, not to plug my website, but I'm going to plug my website on EmpireSkateShop.com. Instead of sending everyone to like Google this or Google that, you can find all the bouts listed for the whole local area.
I totally forgot about
right.
that.
Amy is such an
yeah,
awesome
there you go.
supporter.
Yeah. So yeah,
Which
make
is-
sure you go to
scrimmages.
EmpireSkateShops.com. You can find
open scrimmages.
Thank you, Amy, for calling. I forgot that was a thing.
Just click on local roller derby and you're set.
You hear that,
yeah.
Zig?
Zig.
Zig, yeah.
And also, you could, if you wanted to promote local roller derby, you could read off like the month's bouts too. That's your
Ooh, that's
boss.
a good idea.
Your boss talking again.
Look, I have like a bunch of text messages from Amy, but I
know.
have my ringer off, so I wasn't even paying attention. So she's like, I will call in and I will yell at you.
Right. And
no, I don't mean to yell. I'm just calling
not
just
yelling.
to let you know.
No, we love Amy. Yay, we're so excited
yeah.
for being here.
Right, and we even have a commenter on YouTube that says, "Tell Amy hi," and it's Coffin Neller.
Oh,
I love that guy.
So I need to tell you guys. So on June 23rd. June 23rd, we're gonna have Derby dudes in here. Dutchie might not be here that day because it's gonna be a bunch of Derby dudes in here that day. So Rachel's like, yeah, I'm gonna be there. Yeah, we got Coffin Neller coming in, and we got a couple other Derby dudes coming in on June 23rd, and we're gonna talk all about men's roller derby. I'm getting educated on this Derby dude thing because it was when I first started Derby, there wasn't very much Derby, men's Derby or whatever. And so when it first came in, I was like, why are boys playing roller derby? This is our, but and since then, it's been a few years or whatever, and I've realized like, oh, this is a thing. When I watch men's roller derby, it's almost like it's a whole different sport. Like, it's the same rules, but it's a whole different sport. It's not even the same thing.
It's way more intense.
It really is.
Well, it's a different style.
Yeah.
It's a total different style. And the one thing that when I was talking to Coffin about it was, like, women, when we play roller derby, we're so much more elegant when we play.
Yeah.
And when men, they're just coming through like they think they're playing football, and they're just, like, busting through.
That with most things
And
in
they can
life,
do
so.
some insane, like, footwork. And
Right.
Lightning had a theory a while ago. I don't know if you remember telling me this.
What?
But we're talking about, like, the crazy jumps that they can do.
Yeah.
And she thinks that it was the balls in
Right.
the middle that kind of balance them.
Yeah. See, I mean, our
Well, they have
balance
it.
is
They
up
have it.
here.
Yeah, exactly. A
If we
different
have
center
it.
of gravity, right? So yeah.
Right? It helps.
Well, and so on June 23rd,
You gotta play with balls, right?
right? maybe I'll put some
Right?
counterweight.
So who has the balls? Oh,
I
the
feel
guy
like
with the
that's
stardust.
like the next
Yeah.
greatest invention. Somebody has to
It's the
invent those
counterweight.
for women's
It's the
Well, they have
counterweight
those ones they hang
roller
from the back of
balls.
those trucks. Those nasty looking things.
We need a pair of those.
All right.
So I want to thank Amy for calling in. We hung up on her. I feel bad.
No, Amy's
We're like,
still
never mind.
here.
Oh, Amy's
hi,
still there?
Amy.
Oh, okay, so Amy could fill in on the men's roller derby also. But I want to say, so on June 23rd, we have Coffin Nailor coming in. We have a couple other derby dudes coming in. And we have Quadzilla calling in that day. So, yeah. So, yeah, I told a couple of girls that we had Quadzilla calling in. And, like...
Calm down.
We got a hat in here.
Yeah, so there was a few girls
Lightning
pretty
single.
excited that Quadzilla. It was almost like I had to make sure. I'm like, he's not going to be in studio. He's just calling.
You're gonna have like 20 people waiting in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Like, where is he?
Yeah, he's just calling in.
Thanks for
Take
letting
it
us know.
Easy.
Thank goodness.
You gotta
Um,
clarify.
So Amy,
Yes.
hi. So what
Can
else?
I tell you my Derby wife story?
Oh, you know what? Yeah, Amy has the best Derby wife
We have
story.
time?
Yeah,
wanna know.
absolutely, we have time. Dutchie will let us go for 5 hours if we need to.
Okay. Well, my Derby wife is Shotgun Dirty Dame. She skated with us at Prison City, and we just started the league, and we were recruiting people, and this was probably in 2007. And then we were at the bar one night, and again, it was like I pretty much just met her, like, it was a month or 2 months in. And we're at the bar sitting there, and I forget who else was there. That probably isn't important as a story, but she points, like, we're talking about Derby wives, and she points at me and she's like, "You should be my Derby wife." I'm like, "What? Huh?" I was like, so like kind of flustered.
It was
like,
because you guys were only a league for a couple of months, right?
yeah, and I was like, I just never even occurred to me that I would even have a Derby wife, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to settle down like right now. It was almost like I was saying, maybe you're like the first one to come at me, but there might be others.
Amy, you were being picky with Derby Wives.
It's okay.
Yeah,
She had a whole line of people waiting for her.
It's a
no one
commitment
else.
thing.
I was just like, it was so weird, but then I'm like, I didn't want to hurt her feelings, so I'm like, yeah, sure, why not?
That's the only reason why Voodoo said yes. She didn't want to hurt my feelings.
Oh shit.
Truth comes out.
But what happened was she just turned into this like amazing skater, and that's not why I like her. But we had like the most fun.
Well, wasn't she pregnant when she asked you?
Oh.
She was pregnant when she asked
She
you,
was
right?
not pregnant at that time, but we made it official in Vegas. So she got pregnant, and then we went to RollerCon to get married. I think this was 2008, I want to say. And she was like probably 7 months pregnant. And so on my shirt, I put like, we're having a shotgun wedding because she shotgunned it and she was pregnant.
That's awesome.
Yeah. That's why they can't hear you.
No, that's
So
really
shotgun,
cool.
so Shotgun Dirty Dame and Amy Zahn made it official with a shotgun wedding at RollerCon.
Been there, done that.
I mean, yeah. No, I love Shotgun. Shotgun. So when I first started Derby, Amy was one of the first ones to kind of take me under her wing, and we had all the, I call it OG Prison City. So we had Shotgun, Amy Zahn, Great Dame, Nutcase. We had all these girls over there, and when I saw Amy and Shotgun come back with their like, we're Derby wives, I'm like, wait, I got left out. What the? So I started, because I loved having Amy Zahn and Shotgun as my blockers. So I started saying I was their mistresses, and I was their mistress, and they kept like pushing me away. Like, you're not anything. Who the fuck do you think you are?
I was in a love triangle like that as well.
No, there wasn't even a love triangle. Like they wanted nothing to do with me.
See, I felt like that my first RollerCon, I went out with some girls. We were like the three amigos. And then when one proposed to the other, I was like kind of standing in the background like, what the hell? Like, I'm just chopped liver, I guess. And then one proposed to the other, and I like watched them get married, and I was like, well, never mind then. I guess I'm not a part of this three-way that I thought I was.
I know you're the asshole off in the corner, just jerking off.
Yeah, shout out to Booty and Moonshiner for making me feel left out at RollerCon. Like, I love those guys to death. But
Moonshiner is the absolute sweetest person I've ever met in all
She's
of Derby.
rad.
It's
She is.
ridiculous.
Yeah, she's
And her moonshine's insane.
Oh yeah.
oh hell yeah!
Oh yes.
Out of this world.
So we're gonna take a 2-minute break real quick. Thank you, Amy, for calling me in. Thank you for calling
Calling her
in.
out on what she did wrong.
There you
I
go.
haven't been
It's
drinking
all
at
kids
all.
in here.
Love you, Amy.
Thank you for calling in, Amy.
Love
Thank
you
you.
guys.
Thank
Bye,
you for
Amy.
supporting the show and sponsoring the show. Oh, if you're watching on YouTube, I've got one of the Empire
She's
tank
sticking
tops on.
her chest
I'm
way
just
out so
sticking
you
it
can
out.
see.
It's this tank top. It's $15. You can pick it up at Empire Skates, and it is super awesome. We're gonna go to break, and we will be right back. This is Chaotic Radio, Power Jams Talk Derby Radio.
Are you gonna mute them all?
We're clear. Are we coming back in? No, that was supposed to be the end of the show.
You're stupid too.
She says that, but you know what? She's schmoopy, so don't let her fool you.
I will always tell you when your pads smell like goat's ass, which everybody's does.
She's extra stinky.
I am.
So as long as you can tell each other.
I love it.
I vow to always take pictures up your skirt at the after parties. I'm pretty sure I'd get punched if I did that. If I took a picture. Like if I kept it for myself or if I shared it. I don't know.
We share it.
I'll always be your first phone call from jail. Yes. I will always remind you about the amazing last bout if a non-skating bullshit happened. I promise to be your biggest fan. So like these are legit vows.
That's
like these are legit derby. So you start practicing.
Cool.
And you
Start
know
practicing.
what's funny? It's like
These
we've
are
never
nice.
read those vows, and we've never really made it official at RollerCon. And that's really what we do. Like, she goes to my bouts, I go to her bouts, and it's just support on
I
each
am,
other.
I am super schmoopy though. Like I guarantee you, I'll be so drunk when we go to do ours that I'll probably start crying because I'll like take it serious.
That's lightning all the way.
Yeah.
Just give her a drink.
Yeah.
And
I know.
water
I'm a
and
crier.
start.
I can start crying right now.
With your adult
Keep it
juice
lighthearted. Emotional lightning on the way home.
It's really not hot. I'm just crying.
I'm just so we gotta close out the show. This was a fast 2 hours, right?
Yeah.
So we were only supposed to go an hour, and you know, Dutchy is like the super amazing guy that he is. He let us go 2 hours and like totally derby dork out. I appreciate everybody for tuning in to the app. Chaotic Radio and checking us out on YouTube Live. This is Chaotic Radio. This is Power Jams Talk Derby Radio. Thank you, everybody. Have a good day.
Good night.
I like beer cause it is good. I drink beer because I should. If there was a song to sing, I sing it and beer you bring. I drink beer when I am sad, cause the beer it makes me glad. Now there's nothing left to say, so let's go drink beer.
Beer is good, beer is good, beer is good. And stop, beer is good, beer is good, beer is good.
Let's go drink some
Dude, I think you've had enough.
Let's go drink some beer.
I am drunk. Woo! I am drunk. Drunk as me. I am drunk. Woo! I am drunk. Drunk as me.